It's 2025. What? Are you tired of making goals that you can't actually meet? Do you even know what kind of goals to create for yourself? How can you create momentum, really, for 2025? Here is where anti-goals come in. I'm making this video because it is one of the most important frameworks that set me up for 2024. And I want to hand it off to you for 2025 because it's somehow already 2025. Can y'all believe it's been 5 years since COVID started? Anyway, I learned this concept from Sahil Bloom's Curiosity Chronicle. You can check that out over there. And it really shifted my focus from only focusing on a goal to prioritizing the outcomes I also don't want for myself. That is what an anti-goal is. It's really specific and it keeps the bigger picture in mind, especially when we get bogged down on the details of like an ideal New Year's resolution. An anti-goal is everything you don't want to happen. A bit dramatic, I'll admit, but it is effective because it's simple and it gives you a real tangible reason for creating your goals at all. So let's get into it. Hey folks, I'm Vin. I use they, them, theirs pronouns, and this is the Venn diagram, which is dedicated to the intersection of my life experiences. I make videos that prioritize the harmony of self-development through ambition and emotional intelligence. And if you're down with it, hit that subscribe button. Thanks. Okay, here is the breakdown of my main categories of goals. Categories are... I think I'm just gonna use that instead of like an actual drum roll. Creative, intellectual, physical, relational, and financial. So those are my 5 goal categories for 2025. Yeah. And they're the same categories as 2024 as well. So pretty standard. Now let me share my specific focuses within each of these categories. For the creative. So this is the content I'm making on YouTube, 2 channels, potentially going on 3, a weekly newsletter, blog posts, 2 podcasts, and repurposing content when possible. The goal for my whole creative category is to create useful tools for people to better their daily lives. And the anti-goal is creating for virality and just making it unsustainable. I ultimately care much more about getting like 1,000 loyal followers rather than like 1 million people that will expect a lot and maybe even everything from me. So in anything that you choose to do, ask, is it truly what you want to do? Does it challenge you? Does it serve others? And does it add value to the world? So my favorite part of like 2024 was probably making stuff at all, like pursuing all of my creative pursuits that I wanted. I kind of did it in phases. So, like I focused on videos for a little bit and then I went and focused on newsletters. Creating all of that stuff had forced me to be reflective. I just had to be honest with myself when I make these videos. Is this actually like useful for somebody? Would I watch this? Those are the kinds of questions I ask myself as I'm like going through the process and then afterwards as well when I'm reviewing and trying to think like, how can I make a video like this better? What's something similar to this that I can make that also just feels in alignment with me? So next is intellectual. These are kind of ambitious and we're gonna see how we do, but I'm gonna try. But I wanna learn the basics of 2 languages, one being ASL and the other being Spanish. I also wanna figure out a new career path because I've been in nonprofits for the last 7 years. I'm 31 and I just knew I didn't wanna be there anymore. But this year, I'm really gonna try to pursue a career that is interesting to me and that I can learn from. It doesn't have to be like exactly what I need to do for the rest of my life, but it needs to set me up, no pressure. Also, fun fact, on average, people change their career 3 or 4 times. So if you've had to change it a bunch of times, it's okay, it's normal. You can figure it out. And then the other thing that I want to work on in this category is 2 side projects that are separate from all of my creative stuff. One is writing something, and then one is becoming like the family tree historian. I don't know if that's the phrase I wanted to use, but you know what I mean. I want to document my family's history. I want to document our family tree because no one's ever done it. And I have a lot of family, like on my mom's side, she's one of like 16 kids. I have a lot of cousins and I feel really bad when I don't know their names. So I feel like it could be really, really useful for everybody. So my goal intellectually is to keep my brain sharp, obviously, and then find me a career that gives me intellectual stimulation as well as fulfillment in my heart. And then the last thing is just do stuff I haven't done yet. I think that's like the most important thing when you're looking to challenge your brain is what have you not considered? What can you potentially change your mind on? And how can that benefit other people? And the anti-goal there is becoming one of those people that stagnates. They stop learning and they stop trying and they put themselves in a box of like, I can't do that because I'm this many years old. I can't do that because I've already done this for too long. You know, the other anti-goal being like not giving myself a chance to learn and document my family history. So, questions for you. Is there a way of thinking that is no longer serving you? Is there something that you've always wanted to do but have never been willing to take the risk? I want you to think about this. And this is a concept from Someday is Today by Matthew Dix, but be the version of you that has no regrets on your 90th birthday. One of my favorite videos that I made this year was a deep dive into that book, and that book is all about taking action today on the future that you want for yourself. Okay, physical category. Movement, aiming to move 4 to 5 times a week. Realistically, like 4 times a week is plenty. Attempting another triathlon, keeping fitness fun, but also functional, and maybe exploring more of a vegetarian, vegan lifestyle, at least trying to. My overall goal is to get to a higher level than I have been in 2024. And the anti-goal is treating my one true home, my body, as if it will last forever without maintenance. And that is an interpretation from a quote from Diary of a CEO, which is a book by Stephen Bartlett, who has a podcast of the same name. That's such a beautiful quote that like our bodies are our one true homes and we really need to take care of them. So are you taking care of your body? Are you listening to its aches and pains? If not, how can you? In what you eat, what media your brain consumes, and what you do with your body. It all matters and it all adds up. Take care of it. Relational. So I generally try to touch base with my friends anytime that I think of them. So I see a passing article, a podcast, I send it to them right away because I know my memory is not going to remember an hour from now or like tomorrow. By tomorrow, I'll have forgotten all about them and that moment will have passed. And so that's one of the easiest ways that you can touch base with your friends if you don't live nearby them. Send a text, schedule a call, make it happen. Don't wait because your time is not guaranteed with these people. Your time is not guaranteed with anybody. Selfishly, I started another podcast called Creating Your Conditions, which basically I just interview my friends, talk to them about their life story. And that has been like a way that I can like deepen our relationship, but also just get to know them and learn from their stories. So my big goal is to be with those who inspire me, who give me energy, and who can provide me care. Usually just emotional care and telling me that I'm cool. And the anti-goal, remaining in friendships because I don't want to be lonely and not seeking the kinds of relationships that will actually grow me as a person. Make note of the people that like light you up. Make note of the people who inspire you to be a better person, a better version of yourself, the best version of yourself. And people who you can always go to for sound advice. Usually mentors, but sometimes mentors can be people younger than you too. You can learn so much from people of varied life experiences. You have a lot more in common with people than you might realize. If you want tips on maintaining friendships and making friends in your 30s, I have videos down here. Okay, financial. This, I did a sigh there because this is the one I'm still struggling with the most. Right now I don't have an income and I am, living off my savings while working a seasonal job. So finances are tough, but I'm trying to put myself out there. I'm applying for jobs and hopefully I'll land something soon. Pretty simply, as many Americans, I want to take care of my credit card debt, put money back into my savings once I have a full-time job again, and I want to continue to push off expenses when I'm tempted to buy something because of how I might be feeling in the moment. And my big goal that's connected to that, obviously, is finding a new career, and then double down on my good financial habits. So my anti-goal, this is probably the only goal here that is driven by other people. Actually, no, because I want to make useful content for other people. This is another one that is driven by other people, but specifically one person. My anti-goal for finances, not being the kind of partner that can take care of my family. If something catastrophic happened right now, I would not be able to financially take care of both of us. And I feel like if I am committing to somebody and committing to building a family with him, even if it's just us two, like I need to be able to like take care of him. And obviously, like I also believe in us being able to take care of ourselves. But if you're married to somebody, hopefully you are there no matter what happens. I want to be able to be there for my partner. And I know financially I can't be there yet. That's another driving motivator. Is obviously like I want stability. I want a stable career. Like I want a career that I enjoy. But I also want to be able to take care of somebody that is going to be my life partner. So I encourage you to think, do you have enough to take care of yourself, of those around you, and of your greater community? Because it doesn't have to just be like your partner. I also want to be able to be there for my friends. Like I want to be able to have enough money to help pay my friends' debts off and like be like, you owe me nothing, maybe like a meal here and there. But if I have like the means to be able to do that, I will. So if you don't have enough yet, how can you acquire the resources you need with the skills and tools you currently have? And how can you build more skills and find people to give you those skills and resources? Get creative. I do think like talking about your finances needs to be more normalized. Happy to be a space. Okay, so in summary, in conclusion, my anti-goals and goals are creativity. Anti-goal is creating for virality, unsustainability, intellectual. The anti-goal is to become one of those people that stops learning and stagnates, not giving a chance to learning my family history. Physical. The anti-goal, treating my one true home as if it will last forever without any maintenance whatsoever. Relational, remaining in friendships because I don't want to be lonely and not seeking the kind of relationships that will grow me. Financial, not being the kind of partner that can take care of your family. If you have any questions about how to do an anti-goal list like this, please let me know in the comments. Happy to help you out in the ways that I can. And I would love to hear one anti-goal you have for 2025. So cheers, and here's to another year.